Any form of oppression gets normalized in the society when everyone starts tolerating or not even reacting to that. That means everyone ended up committing another form of crime, consciously, unconsciously, or subconsciously, being acting as oppression tolerance. Then it is very obvious that individuals or communities who are massively impacted by authoritarian oppression are a consequence of an oppression tolerant society.
Unrest.
Radio.
Welcome, everyone, to our episode 8, which is the second part of studierendenwerk Münster Tales of Oppression. In this episode, we will listen to a student who just came to Germany around 6 months ago. Imagine that these first 6 months became his nightmare. Studierendenwerk Münster accused this student with false allegation, which resulted in him becoming homeless from October 2023. Around 4 weeks ago, the main tenant who gave sublease contract to that student got a threatening email in German language from Studierendenwerk's employee, who was addressing that the student has no respect for his flatmates and the cleaning staff. He behaved unhygienically and he caused an electrical short circuit. Therefore, they asked the main tenant to terminate him because neighbors don't feel comfortable in their rooms anymore. Also, through that email, it was threatened that if the main tenant will not terminate the sublease contract, then Studierendenwerk is going to terminate the main tenant's contract. Is that a joke? It seems like Studierendenwerk has a lack of professionalism which requires them to arrange some professional training for their employees on how to behave at least, since that corporation is profiting millions of euros from students.
I study in VWU. I came to Münster in March, so I was fortunate enough to get a sublease contract apartment for like 6 months on a sublease. Okay, so recently this incident happened. So one of the stove in our apartment is damaged. So when you turn it on, the light trips. So it was verbally complained to the housemaster, Mr. Bruning, by who used to live in my room, she subleased me the apartment. She verbally told Mr. Bruning to fix the stove because the light trips. And then her flatmates, she also complained to Mr. Bruning to fix that stove. So when I came, I was told that one of the stoves is damaged, so never turn it on. Okay, so when the flatmate she left her apartment and a new guy just moved in the apartment, he didn't know about that stove problem. So I think he turned it on and the light tripped. So he called me. I was on work that day. I had a shift of like 8 hours, so I wasn't even there when this happened. So he called me that the light has tripped and I don't know what to do. And even I was worried because I had an exam submission on 30th of August and I had to, prepare for do all my, assignments and stuff. And even my friend had some assignments as well. So we were worried that if there's no light, then how would we able to manage? And I guess it was Friday. So the worrying part was that the next 2 days were Saturday and Sunday, and housemaster usually never comes on Saturdays and Sundays. So our concern was to get the light ASAP. So he like there is a circuit board outside our room. So I guess in order to fix the light, he accidentally tripped somebody else's light of the a guy living in apartment 12. So he tripped his light and he sort of came out very angry, screaming and abusing my flatmate that uh, he was using some verbal like uh, abusing him a lot, like the f words, and calling him a bitch and stuff. So okay, so he instantly apologized because he got scared of being confronted in such a aggressive manner. So he said that he's sorry. And yeah, then he told me that this incident happened. I was at work, and I told him to apologize to the guy because obviously it was our fault. Maybe he was doing something important. So he apologized and everything, and we thought maybe we ended the conversation in a civil way and apologized. Things must have cooled down. But it didn't, unfortunately. So the next day, uh, I was, taking out the trash, and I was gonna like take a shower. So they're like shopping bags, in which we collect all the trash and we leave it outside our door for like 10-15 minutes. So once we're like ready to go to work, we dispose it in the disposing area where you throw the papier and all that stuff. So I sort of put those bags out, and I had this gut feeling like somebody was like noticing me or something. I don't know. There was this weird feeling like somebody was noticing me or something. So, and that was true. So when I came out, the guy living in apartment 12, he came out to confront me, and he charged towards me, making fist, staring me down, and being all, buffed up and angry. Like he came really, really close to me. Like I was literally scared because this guy is a huge guy, and I thought maybe he was pissed off about the yesterday's incident and he is going to like confront me, which he did. I mean, he was try to suppress me and all, like all buffed up and making fists, like he was trying to hit me. So he came really close to me, and he said that you guys are filthy, leaving filth outside and stuff like that, and being very loud, and uh, being aggressive and all, and being very racist. He said things like some some racist things as well. I mean, I was like the only thing I knew was I told him, are you okay? All is good. And I said this would be cleaned right now. This would be clean. That's what I told him, that everything would be clean, everything would be clean, don't worry. When I remember even apologizing to the guy, but I don't know what triggered him. He went downstairs to the housemaster, and I don't know, lied to him. Like, he told the housemaster that there is filth outside their room, something about toenails and stuff. And I was like, and he also told him that I threatened him. I don't know, like, all I said to him, "Are you okay? All is good. Back up," because he was very close to me. He was like shouting in my ear. I could like listen to him breathing on me. So I was literally scared, and I just told him to, back off because he was invading my personal space and everything. Okay, so he went downstairs to the housemaster and told him that I threatened him, and I leave, toenails and garbage outside my room. And he also told him that the entire building is fed up of me. I literally don't even know the guy living in front of me, the guy who made these accusations against me. I don't even know his name you know so how could he, like, on behalf of the entire apartment, say that the entire apartment is fed up of me? Does anyone know me? Like, I can bet on it, like, nobody even knows my name, or no, I don't even know anybody's name. so so on behalf, he also told him that on behalf of the apartment, I vouch that he is trouble and stuff, and yeah, made all these false accusations against me. Okay, so fast forward, uh, Mr. Bruning, he brought Mr. Bruning to my, the apartment. He knocked on my door, actually banged on my door. He banged on my door, and when I opened the door, he was screaming as well at me, and he came with a very aggressive tone. I don't know if he speaks English or not, but his tone was very aggressive, very loud. He came with a threat. It's not even a warning. A housemaster is supposed to come and give you a warning that, okay, you did this, you did that, you guys need to talk it out and solve it. But no, he came, sided with the guy who made accusations against me, and he was banging on my door and screaming. And the guy who, made these false claims against me, he was at the back screaming at me as well. So it was like two against one, two white uh, guys screaming at one, so I felt very, suppressed and very scared, like, what's happening. So he was like, you guys are trouble. I'm writing to student and work. I'll kick you guys out and stuff like that. Okay. And I was like weirded out. I was like, that's very strange. I mean, if something happens, you're supposed to come and give the guy a warning. That's all. And then you leave. You don't threaten the guy that I'm gonna write to the student and work and kick you guys out. And he also brought a broom with him, a broom and some stuff to collect the dirt in, and he threw it on our door. And he was like, but I told him, do you see any mess down here? Because there wasn't any mess. These allegations he made that there are toenails and stuff and garbage, when he came, there was nothing there because everything was disposed. Like I told the guy that everything would be clean. The guy who was pissed at me, I told him I'm sorry, and everything would be clean. By the time Mr. Bruning came, we didn't even know that he's going to bring Mr. Bruning, but we cleaned it. So Mr. Bruning brought this broom thingy to, because the guy told him that the outside of our apartment is dirty. So he brought a broom, and while talking aggressively, he threw the broom at our door as well. Like, I was very weirded out about this behavior. I was like, what the hell is going on? Why is this guy throwing stuff at my door and threatening me actually that I'm writing to a student in work and I'm getting you guys kicked out and everything? Okay, so this was the entire incident after like 2 days, 2 or 3 days. So, like I told you, I had a sublease contract, na? So whatever the mails that student in work conveys it to, because was the permanent owner and I was only subleasing the apartment. So Dolphin got a mail from student in rec saying that you need to terminate contract immediately. If you fail to do so, we would do it without even, without sort of without like your consent. Will terminate the contract. And in that they wrote something about me being unhygienic, leaving toenails and stuff. and I made a threat to the guy living in apartment 12, which is completely absurd. The guy threatened me, and he was invading my personal space, throwing these racial slurs at me, abusing me, abused my flatmate, you know. So, but that was absurd as well. And, there was a lot of stuff about hindering with the university's property. Like I said, I wasn't even here. I was doing my shift. I have a proof that I was not even there when this circuit board incident happened. I was at work. My manager, my chef can also vouch on it. And we have a clock in and clock out system, which can clearly show that I was at work, in fact, that day. So these allegations were completely false against me, and student and work mailed to terminate my contract immediately because I was being unhygienic. I threatened people, and entire apartment complex, sort of made this decision that, I mean, according to the guy living in apartment 12, he thinks that the entire uh, like he was vouching for the entire complex that this guy is trouble, you know. So I don't even know how this guy know me, or he's been following me, or is he a spy or something? Like, how can he even come to this conclusion that I am trouble to the entire building? So who is he? Is he the judge and jury to make decision on behalf of the entire complex? That am I, I'm dangerous, or I threaten people. So these were all the absurd allegations. At first, this was their stance to, terminate my contract instantly, immediately. So I got scared. I went and went to Asta. uh, I asked about if there are any lawyers or I can get any legal advice on anything, but they told me that they are on vacations or something. So they told me that there is a website where you have to apply, and I sent a mail to the legal advice team, and I didn't even receive a call in these 2 weeks. I did it like 2 weeks back. So I'm still waiting in on their call to get a legal advice. Then, okay, I saw the international office nearby, so I thought maybe if us people, the lawyers are on vacation, might as well go to the international office and talk to them. Maybe they know a way. So I managed to get in contact with someone named Verena Stenzel in the international office. She was a nice lady. She was the only one who, listened to my side of the story, gave me an entire hour, and listened to my side of the story. So the thing is, when Christina Oping sent termination of my contract thingy, I wrote a huge mail to Christina Oping that these were the allegations against me, and this is my response to all these allegations. It was a huge mail. I can forward it to you as well. Verena Stenzel has it, and some other people has it as well. So I gave this huge response of all the allegations that were made against me, and which I told you on this broadcast right now. Everything I said is already there on that email. So the worst part is I didn't even get a reply for that, for a long period of time. It's like they made their stance clear that they are kicking me out. So once I, involved Verena Stenzel, all of a sudden, I started getting replies, and, from that immediate contract termination thingy, they extended it to, okay, you can stay till the end of your contract. So I had a contract from March till the end of September. So at first they were like, we have to terminate his contract immediately. So once I involved Verena Stenzel and the international office, and I started making, the starting reaching out for help. So the Christina Opping started to, reply to my mails. So with the help of Verena Stenzel, I was able to get an extension for till the end of my contract. And okay, so in these this time period, you know, I had applied to student and work, like, it's been 5 months I'm here. So before, like, 5 months, like, so it's been like 5, 6, 7 months ago, I applied to student and work when I was in Pakistan before coming. uh, 2 months before coming. And literally, I never got even a single mail to, sort of, uh, a single mail to ask me that am I interested in a room or not. And all of my friends used to get those mails and I didn't. So I was okay, so I was fortunate enough to get a sublease contract, but that doesn't mean that I'm not interested in any other apartments. So student and work is supposed to, send me mail every month that, okay, are you still interested, are you still interested? No, I didn't get one single mail from them. And so when this incident happened, when they told me, okay, you can stay till the end of your contract, I went to, studierendenwerk, that will I be, because it's been 7 months, can I get my room now? So the lady over there, she told me that, okay, but we don't have your application. I was like, how? It's not even possible. I applied like before March and everything, and clearly the sublease contract must have passed by through you guys. So how is it even possible that I don't have any information in your books? So uh, she told me that there's no application from your end because you had a sublease contract, and maybe they thought I would sort of stay here forever. And okay, I was supposed to stay here. To be very honest, after this 6 months, I was supposed to get a permanent contract. I would have been nominated, but get the contract for this room. So when these allegations happened, I literally, with the help of my friend, have filled all the documents that we could send to the Studentenbrick, and even talked to Christina that, okay, I'm leaving the room and I'm nominating for the permanent ownership. So then this incident happened. Now that contract is gone, all of a sudden, because everything was set, because I knew, okay, I'll spend 6 months here and then be nominated for a permanent contract here, so I would live here till my degree is done. But with these allegations, this got messed up as well. So okay, so I went to Studentenwerk and I told them that I'm supposed to get my room by now. It's been 7 months because the friends who came with me from Pakistan already have their rooms and everything. So now, but they told me that we don't have you in the, list or waiting list, or you have a sublease contract and everything. They told me to reapply again. And I was shocked. I was like, okay, like reapply again. That means that I have to wait another 7, 8 months now. And, without a response, she was like, yeah, I mean, you'll have to reapply again. So I had, the thing with the Germans is that, they don't really understand good English. So I was having a civil conversation with them. And I all I said that, please, I mean, this is like, discrimination and stuff like that. She took it in a wrong way. She took it in a wrong way, like I was accusing them of racism or something. I was telling them that the guy who made these accusations against me was being racist towards me, and that's not how the developed countries or first world countries work. I was having a conversation with her, and she all of a sudden thought that maybe I was categorizing the entire German or German people into like they're racist or anything. But the thing is, they hardly understand English. So I don't know, but she sort of got sensitive over my conversation, and she she told the Studentenberg that my attitude and my behavior is very straightforward. And I don't know, that's what someone I cannot name told me, that Studentenberg, that I've been, that my behavior with Studentenberg is not nice. I mean, how? I'm getting homeless. Christina Oping became the judge and jury without even listening to my side of the story, made her decision. Proper channel is when you find, make accusations against someone. Okay, you need to bring both sides of the story and then make a decision. Or, if not decision, make a warning, at least give the guy a warning. That's the proper channel of doing things. You give the guy warning first, then if he does not abide by that warning, you kick them out. I didn't even get a warning. I got instant termination of contract. So I was a bit, suppressed, cornered. I was worried that I'm going to get homeless. Nobody was listening to my side of the story. I've knocked on many doors. Everyone told me that it's best that you move out, you know and so I was having a conversation with student in work that this is clearly discrimination. Like, I had everything set for me. I was supposed to get a permanent contract for Geshervik. Now with these guys false accusations, you guys are listening to his side of the story and not mine. So isn't that racism? Isn't that discrimination? That's clearly that. But she got offended. I don't know why. I was, calling the guy who made accusations against me, and Christina Oping making a decision against me and standing firm on their decision. I called them the discriminators, and I don't know. She got pissed off, and she, told the higher ups as well. And some lady I was meeting yesterday, you know, uh, she told me that this is the student and work stance against you, that you're being very straightforward and very blunt about these situation. I mean, why not? I'm getting kicked out, I'll be homeless and stuff. So why shouldn't I be, worried about or be blunt? Because it's their mistakes, and they're not admitting their mistakes. You're supposed to inform the guy if you're interested in a room or not. Just because the guy got a sublease contract doesn't mean that the guy is not interested in rooms provided by the university or the student in rec. You didn't even mail me once, and now all of a sudden you're telling me to reapply and wait another 6 7 months, and telling me to look for private accommodations. Well, my father isn't like a king of, Dubai, or I can't afford a private accommodation. I've been giving 240 euros. The max I could go is 260, 270. I can't even afford 300 euros at this time, because I'm a student here. I'm not here to live lavishly and go and find private accommodations. It would cost me 400, 450, 500, 600 euros. I can't do that. Okay, so yeah, so this was the entire issue. And okay, now with these incidents, with me being blunt and too straightforward, I reapplied to student in rec. I did. When the lady told me that you'll have to reapply. Okay, so I reapplied to student in rec, and they accepted my application, and I got a confirmation mail. So I replied back to that mail that, okay, this is the second time I'm applying. Okay, and I didn't get any mails from you the first time. So please, like, do update me this time. And because of your, because of you guys not informing me on time, I'll probably get homeless. That's what I replied to them when I got the confirmation mail from student in rec. And all of a sudden, the next day I got a reply from them that we talked to our head of department and we cannot consider your application now. So I was like shocked. It's like student in work is gone to war against me. Like, okay, they want to like change, like, me highlighting the issues in student in work, and they're pissed out. They're like pissed off about it. I all I did was ask them, okay, this is your fault, not even my fault. And now all of a sudden I get a mail from them that we talked to our head of department and we cannot consider your application. Now I don't understand. So now the guy, there is a guy living in Gesher. He's willing to give me another sublease contract. Now I'm worried that should I even apply for that? Because, will student and rec even accept my application? Because I'm in their bad books now. Because, they've got me cornered. They're kicking me out from my apartment. I was supposed to get a permanent contract for this apartment. Christina Opping listened to one side of the story and made a firm decision to kick me out. Okay. Now, when I went to the student and rec to ask about my room situation, they told me we don't have any application because you had a sublease contract and, you never gave us your interest. How am I supposed to give you an interest? Send me a mail and I will, sort of give you my interest. I'm new here. I don't know how things work here. Nobody guides us about these things. So yeah, and then when I had a conversation with her, she got sensitive over my conversation with her, and I don't know, she told the head of department and stuff. Now when I reapplied, I get a mail that we contacted our head of department and we cannot consider your application now. So it's like clearly that student in rec is going to war against me. Now a new guy is giving me a sublease contract. I don't even know if I should apply or not, because I'm worried if they see my name and check everything, they would cancel this application as well. Because since if I was the one who was discriminated, I faced racism. I am getting kicked out of my room in like what 16 days. Nobody's helping me find accommodation. I can't afford accommodation and they're telling me to go find private accommodation which is worth 500, 400, 450 euros, which I cannot afford, you know. So these are all the issues I'm facing. Okay, so there was this post on Instagram as well by the student in rec about this subleasing thingy. It was just a recent post they made like 2 3 days back. It was about subleasing. So the new semester batch students that are coming in, they could like the students here who are like traveling or anything can sublease their apartment to the newer students. So there was a post on this on the student in rec thingy. So I made a reply on, I made a comment on that post on Instagram that, okay, so I have an issue with this post because I came on a sublease contract and Student in Rec never, mailed me once about my interest, about, if I'm interested in a new apartment that has been allotted by the Student in Rec. And even that comment on my Instagram was even told to me by someone that you're making absurd comments on Instagram and you are, you know, I mean, it was just a comment. It wasn't a threat. It wasn't like I was abusing someone. So it clearly shows that I'm in the bad books of student in rec. They're not helping me. I don't know where to go. They've given me this, at the end of the contract, I have to leave and I don't even know where I'll go. So this is the entire story which has been going on, and it's been a month. I'm knocking on, a lot of doors to help me, and I don't know. I'll probably be homeless in 16 days. I don't know where to go. I have PTSD. I was diagnosed with post traumatic stress disorder. My health is getting, very bad. At times I feel suicidal. Times I feel very alone. It's like the Student in Rec is a huge organization and they are going against me. I'm just worried maybe they'll completely ban me till I'm done with my degree, till the tenure of my degree. So, what will the student do? We come to your country to educate and bring, money which our parents take a loan, a huge loan, and now all of a sudden they're kicking us out from the dormitories. I even told them that I have mental health issues, please don't do that. No, but they're telling me to vacate the apartment in 16 days. They don't care about my PTSD, all my mental health issues. And I've started searching for apartments from 1st of September. I've no leads. Literally, I contacted a lot of people on Wege Zoo, a lot of people, subleasing and stuff, but I was told that the matter is sensitive right now with student-in-work, so I won't even get a sublease contract from anyone because since I'm rude and very straightforward and blunt about these issues. It was clearly their mistake. And just that you tell them that this was your mistake, they get offended. So I don't know. Student in brick should probably hire someone that speak good English so that they don't get different meanings of, you know, they clearly got a different meaning from my, conversation. All I was saying that help me out. I've been discriminated by these two people, and I also faced racism from these two people. So the racism from Christina Opping in a way that, you're clearly listening to one side of the story, and that guy is German, and you're not even considering this part of the Pakistani point of view and just making a decision. So isn't that like discrimination? That's complete, discrimination against the guy. And the guy even has the proof to prove his innocence. He has his manager, he has his flatmate who could, sort of vouch that yes, this guy was abusing, this guy was lying. My manager can say that this guy is completely lying because I was on work that day. So these are all the list of issues that I'm facing right now. I don't know what to do. I don't know what will happen in 16 days. So that's my side of the story. Thank you.
All these explanations of that student led to us many concerns. First, the sub-lieutenant wasn't aware at all about this false accusation made by the employee of the studierendenwerk since he was not in that email. Second, threatening someone is a criminal offense. Third, that student wasn't present in the scene when this electrical short circuit happened. We investigated his shift schedule of his workplace. So, the person who wasn't present in a situation and claimed by studierendenwerk's employee that he was present is a damn lie and significantly defamation. Fourth, just based on false allegations and listening to one-sided stories is clearly injustice. We can barely believe on studierendenwerk's witness that reminds us a criminal court case of this year when their employee claimed that the student told him Nazi in the public hearing. A witness of studierendenwerk rejected that the student didn't call him Nazi, so their employee has a documented record of lying in court in front of a judge. This is very shameful and alarming at the same time that how students are getting victimized through the false accusation by the corporate studierendenwerk in Münster. This is not at all an isolated case. Our previous episodes and article clearly indicate that. After proper investigation, more often we find all these cases are structural racism and discrimination towards international students, especially those who are colored.
Unrest
Radio.